Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas,
America!
I'm going to get you to do that next time. I didn't warn you. Okay, we're going to just do a real quick, give me your first name.
CEO Tone G.
Dwan. Pretty C.
That's R.
Dave.
Ty.
Mike.
Robin.
Petty Murphy.
Jason.
There you go. We've covered a lot today, and it's been a long day of shooting. But there's an event coming up, and I'm just so, I feel really good that this time we're going to give even more to this event. I do think that in previous years, maybe we could have done more, but there's a great team of people taking this on this year. So, Ty, I'm going to turn everything else over to you, and you guys just tell us what's up, girl.
Okay, well, we are excited. Me and Dewan and Aunt here. All three of us sit on the committee for Juneteenth. Basically, what Juneteenth is, it is the celebration. Just think of it as Black's Independence Day.
Right.
Be a good way of thinking of it. The celebration this year runs from the 19th through the 24th. Every single day there is a different event happening that week. Think of them off the top of my head. Okay, so on Monday it is an education economics forums. I know such speakers as Dale Grimes, Dr. Marche, Fleming Randall will be there to address the community under that. Tuesday is a day of service in which we will be out providing various community events that day. Just helping the community, everything down from painting, maybe mowing some grass. Me and Antar is doing a donation drive in which all of the items we collect will be donated into 3 charities. One of them is RBG. The other one is Jason Platter's group, One Spark, which he could tell you about One Spark and what they do. Very good organization. We love them. And the other one is YSAC, the Wichita Area Sexual Assault Center. On Wednesday, we will be doing a play. It is the 2nd annual of the Juneteenth Redefining Blackness. They are a youth production. So the kids are all the way from the ages of 5 up to 19 who will be given this play this year. On Thursday, it is at WSU at the amphitheater. It is the Day of the Underground Railroad, hosted by, yes, Candid Conversation. So that is the evening film. I believe it starts at 8 o'clock at night. And you can find all of this information. Find us on Facebook, Juneteenth ICT. You can get in touch with Dewan. He is in fact, in charge of PR. So
Right.
in charge of. Friday, we are doing a family day at Fairmount. So that will be a good day just to bring the kids out, get out and play, turn off the TVs, come play. Saturday is our biggest day of our baby for anybody who's on the committee. It starts with the parade. Then the parade goes from 11 to 12:30 from WSU parking lot down Hillside 17th to McAdams. The festivities will continue in McAdams all the way up to around 6 o'clock in that evening. So we have everything from performers to singers to DJs to poetry slams to bounce houses to kind of a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of everything.
Political candidates?
Yeah, we do have a candidate forum, so anyone who is running, there is a candidate forum from them. We do have what we call a Wichita Got Talent segment, in which if you have talent, then you are more than welcome to audition for this. This is not the Apollo. Please do not come if you do not have talent. I do not want people to boo you off. Because it will happen. It will happen. We have a local comedian who will be keeping everybody apprised with the jokes as the American Got Talent goes on. There is a poetry slam that is also happening, kind of hosted by First Round Entertainment. I do know for sure that the winner of that poetry contest do receive a $100 prize. So I'm thinking of some poetic stuff myself now.
Right. Right.
But then after we end at 6 p.m., that is the end of the festivities in McAdams. However, that does not mean that that is the end of the festivities. There is the Jazz Festival that is
Really?
happening, yes. And it does not take place at the same location as McAdams. It is at a different location, which I got some information, but I forgot.
That's okay, that's okay. Who do you expect to be performing in that one?
I do not know all who he has because he does it every single year for anyone who's ever been to the Wichita Jazz Festival.
Right.
So
That's some good stuff.
it just so happens that the coordinator of that actually contacted us and was like, hey, let's make this part of Juneteenth. And so we like, hey,
That's
let's
cool.
make this part of
Right.
Juneteenth. So even after the festivities are done at McAdams, it still does continue, and his show runs from, I believe he told me, like about doors open at 5:30 and show starts about 6:37 and it runs all the way through midnight.
Wow.
So he has, yes, and there we have vendors set up. There will be vendors there as well. We are still looking for volunteers, vendors, people who want to help out, donators, contributors, sponsors. I'm looking at you to kind of help me out here.
Yeah, I want to say,
And you're looking at me like,
hey. No, Mike and I went down to the Sedgwick County Jail a couple weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We were actually going to sit down and speak with Sheriff Easter. We had a meeting and
He
had
will
the
be there.
cameras. I figured he would. He's a good man. We were down there, and of course he was being delayed by a court hearing. So we were taking pictures next door of the county jail, remember? And we started talking about Juneteenth. Mike and I did. Because right next door to the jail, as we all know, is the
African American Museum.
Museum. Beautiful building. Oh my gosh. And so
That
here's,
is, yes, that is actually where we did our last year's play
that's what I thought,
for the Redefining Blackness, and we packed it out.
right?
We packed it out.
But when Mike and I were talking about this, Mike brought up how big of an event this is in Tulsa.
Nationwide.
Well,
Nationwide,
nationwide,
yeah.
yes. But Mike, can you tell me what
Well,
you
in Tulsa, when I lived in Tulsa, our kids, Tulsa has obviously a rich history, especially with the Black Wall Street riots and all of that type of
There you
thing.
go.
And my son's black, so we always participated in all of the events in Tulsa. And saw B.B. King, saw Delbert McClinton, saw Buckwheat Zydeco. One of my favorite performances was with Danny Glover and Felix Jones doing the readings of Martin and Langston. And the community there seems to have really come around to make it really a huge event. What can the community do here for the future? Because this is an event that all of Wichita should come together and support. What can we do to make that happen in the future?
Well, I mean, one of the things that we're working on obviously is promotion, just getting the word out that,
Right.
that this festival is happening. You know, this is actually the second year that this same committee has done the Juneteenth Festival, and so
Right.
obviously we anticipate it continuing to grow year after year. The other important part is just continue to talk to people about this.
Right.
Because Juneteenth is not something that a lot of people know about.
They don't.
You know,
and I don't
and
understand.
they should.
No,
It's
no,
definitely
it should
not
be.
taught in school.
Right.
You know, like most Black history, when you look at the history books that are teaching our kids in schools today. So,
Captures.
our history did not start with slavery. But anyway, a lot of people don't know what happened during Juneteenth, and know that General Gordon Granger, on June 19th of 1865, Civil War had ended in April of 1865, and President Lincoln at that time had signed the Emancipation Proclamation,
2 years earlier.
to free all of the slaves. And so Texas was the last state to actually, do that. And so he actually, General Gordon Granger on June 19th actually marched to Galveston, Texas, and with General Orders Number 3, and which proclaimed that all slaves in the state of Texas were free. And so that's what the celebration of Juneteenth is about. It is as Ty said, essentially Independence Day.
Right.
For African Americans in this country in some ways.
Right.
It was the completion of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the order was given, but it didn't. Those things didn't happen overnight.
Right.
Well, I
You know,
mean,
and
and-
Or no, because the slave states had already succeeded. so to
Right,
speak.
and I
So
was
they
just
felt,
about
they
to
felt
say,
like they needed
yeah.
to listen, to President Lincoln at that point.
And that's what a lot of things goes back to. I've had a lot of people so many times ask me, well, why did it take the 2 years, you know? And like I said, the same thing as DeWan said. I mean, if you're not part of that country,
Right.
why do you listen to that what that president said? You know, at the time, the South was not part. They did not consider themselves part of America. They were their own. They were their states of the Confederates. You know, so to them, Lincoln was not their president. Anything Lincoln said did not apply to them.
Right.
So basically, why did it take 2 years for everyone to get freed? Is because it took 2 years for the South to get the message that yes,
They
you
still
are
ain't
still
got the
part of
message.
America.
They
And no, they
still
still
got
have it.
Confederate stuff. You know,
Well, see,
monuments
what that
and
brings
stuff.
us back to, like the Confederate flag that was recently removed from Wichita.
Right.
And I don't understand how it was such a big debate, because if you think about it, this is what happened. It's half of the country created treason. I do not know when we fly people's flags who created treason.
I remind people of that all the time. We had a guy visit our church one time, and my son went up and said, I would really appreciate if you did not wear that flag or that shirt to church anymore. You know, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? And Nathan responded, well, you're not wearing a Nazi flag to church, are you?
Right.
You know, and it's,
Well, I
it's
mean,
a
no,
flag
in,
of oppression.
In Germany, it's actually illegal, you know, to
Right.
promote any Nazi memorabilia, to have it posted, or to do anything. I mean, so America has this thing of continuing on and holding on to these old relics, you know. In Germany, you know, there are Holocaust museums, and, you know, they pay homage to the people that died in the Holocaust. We should be doing the same thing in the South for slaves. But you have Mississippi, you know, which just last year
Still hanging
had you know, slavery on the books or whatever. You know, then of course in North Carolina, what happened with Bree?
And it's just not the
Newsom
South.
and
It's just not the
Yeah,
South.
it's not-
Because
it's all
not
over.
too long ago at campus, we had somebody spray painting, you know, and this is at WSU, we had people spray painting, you know, racial slurs on the
Yeah,
property.
yeah.
KU had a noose hung up.
Bethel
I heard about
Oklahoma
that one.
State and
Bethel
everybody.
Bethel College. had it
Bethel
on.
College, yes.
Yeah.
Is it
with,
Bethel or Bethany?
Bethany. Bethany
was it
College.
Bethany?
Bethany.
Okay, all right, yeah, with the
I'm gonna take up those
one of the
boys.
We're gonna go
white
on commercial.
supremacist guy.
No break.
And then remember OSU.
Yeah.
Remember that of all
Yeah.
the little kids on the bus. You
Yeah.
know, that's been
Yeah,
released.
so these whole vestiges, you
So
know,
it's
of
not just-
slavery, people they just feel
And
like
I-
they have to.
you know
Well,
what?
let's
You know
bring
what?
it even further.
I want to take it. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to interrupt. But I do just want to mention one more thing of how deeper it goes. Our student body president at WSU,
Oh, no.
you already heard about this. Our student body president, which by the way, you know who you are, you do an excellent job as student body president for WSU. The mother, who happens to be a teacher, if I'm not correct,
She's the assistant principal.
assistant principal on, that makes it even worse. She's the assistant principal of her school, had the nerves to go up to the student body president, well, was student body president
Former.
of WSU, and actually call him, I don't want to have it bleep, so we'll just say the N-word. Now you would think from an assistant principal who work with kids of all diversity, these words shouldn't even be coming out your mouth.
Well, what I think a lot of people just
And
think
this
is
is
like
school.
racism was just like down in the South or something, but like black people got treated horrible up north, and also all through the Midwest. So like, I'm not surprised when something like that happens at
I'm not
WSU
either.
or swastikas at Bethany College or whatever, because these people are everywhere in our society. So it wasn't just confined to the South.
Well, you guys know this, but a lot of people don't know it. The largest race riot in American history, where the single largest accumulation of death in one event took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh,
I just read
just
about
a few
that.
miles south. Just a few miles south.
I know about the bombing
Yeah, I
of Black
just
Wall
read about
Street.
that.
You know, that's not new to me.
Right.
And it wasn't
That was
just
the first
whole
terrorist
state of
act that I could
Tulsa,
say.
though. I mean,
You know,
city of
some of
Tulsa
the
though,
first.
with that.
But, I
It
mean,
was
I-
just
I-
it was mainly combined when it was a street, I'm not familiar with Tulsa
Greenwood.
at all.
Greenwood?
Yeah, it was called Greenwood, and it was actually, basically you can call it a little town within a city. And
It's his own city.
yeah, you could basically say it, and it was just a community of black people, and it wasn't just the poverty. If we had upper black people that had the
Doctors,
class
lawyers,
and everything.
everything.
Exactly, we had
Yes.
our own community, our whole.
It was among the wealthiest
Right.
communities in all of America.
Exactly.
It was like that all over.
But because,
It's called the Black Wall Street.
but
Yeah, they were
because the
doing just
KKK
fine.
or the whites did not like
That was the problem.
because they thought they was higher than. They basically rioted through, killed people. They even had.
Well, what happened during the Tulsa race riots is that there was a black guy that worked at a
Yeah.
hotel,
Right.
and there was a white woman. Who
That was
knew
just an
him.
excuse, though. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
That was just an
I-
excuse.
I-
No,
I-
yeah,
Because,
but that's what got us popped off.
Right.
You know, is that this white woman who knew this black guy got in the elevator and she screamed. There was a white man in the elevator with them. You know, and she just made a case that he had touched her inappropriately. You know, and it was a lie. You know, and from that, you know, that's what started the riots off. They
Well, the
drug
Klan was-
drugged this. They
The
drugged
Klan
the
was
man.
heavily involved in the political leadership of the city at the time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Still are.
I want to bring this back around to
Yeah.
this Teenth event
Juneteenth.
that we're
Yeah.
talking about here, if we can. I went to college 72 to 76, and we had what was called the Black Culture Weekend. Stevie Wonder was coming, and I could see him for $10. I'm seeing him.
All right.
But-
Can you
You
imagine?
know, there
concert
wasn't
tickets
10.
for $10?
There wasn't 10 of my race on campus that weekend.
Wow.
I mean, Stevie Wonder for $10.
Yeah.
Duh.
Hello.
So it did not look like this, which is why I took your hand. It looked quite different, and I was just an
That was
idiot
insane.
to most people. You what? You're not going home? What are you, stupid?
Right.
No, I like Stevie Wonder. I mean, you know.
I ain't gonna
In the course of this Teenth event, how far have we come that it's going to look more like this, and less like
Good question.
Beast Black Culture Weekend did when I was a college student?
Well, according to National Geographic, this is going to be America in 2030, you know, black and white babies. Is
But
gonna be
Teenth, this
the
year,
country,
if not
so
this year, next year,
Right.
why am I comfortable to come,
that is where we're headed.
or am I
Right.
nuts like I would have been 45 years ago? Or am I comfortable to come to this Fairmount Park event or the other
I'ma
ones
show you.
you
Yeah, it's
mentioned?
not a
show
violent
you
event,
some-
it's
I'ma
a
show you
definite
some.
family
Yeah,
event.
And that's what I want.
It's
It's
a community
event.
It's definitely a
Sure.
community
If
event.
you
This
feel
is
uncomfortable while you're there, look me up because I'll be there.
You know,
You won't be the only white person there.
like,
In fact-
but we have to get away from figuring out, you know, the exchange of black, you know, history and black culture is not something that should be offensive to
Right.
white people. It should be something that they should feel encouraged,
Embrace
you know,
it.
to want to
Why
come
can't we
and
celebrate
learn.
too?
It's
Right.
like the Mayo, we all go to
'Cause we're
the
gonna
Mayo event, or we all
Yeah.
embrace,
Well,
you
the
know,
Mayo, I'm thinking
Great
Right.
point.
St.
Right.
Great
Patrick's
point.
Day,
I'm
people
glad that
drink-
came out.
people want to drink the rain beer.
I
on
mean-
St.
Right, if you're
Patrick's
having a beer at Cinco de Mayo or St. Patty's Day,
Right.
being part of Teenth is the same thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's just an exchange of color. You know,
Very good point.
It's just you
Now
know,
we're getting
not-
it.
you know,
Celebrate
cultures-
the melting pot.
Yeah.
That was the
It's
great
mainly
country's
celebrating
created
the
on.
history that we overcome, and that bringing both cultures together will make it even better than just having the black community or just the white community. We should just go ahead and bring it together because that's what
Then we really
that's what-
have overcome, haven't
Yeah,
we?
that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we're trying to overcome. That's what Juneteenth is supposed to be. We're supposed to show that we overcome what we did years ago.
I can't
But
agree with that, but like I said, that'd be like combining saying, okay, we're gonna have the white people come in on Cinco de Mayo or like a Native American event. That's not. They can come and witness it, but it's not
Right.
combining it. You know, that would be
That's right.
something different.
well,
Yeah,
it's not
Yeah.
combining it,
You
but
gotta
it's really
keep it separate.
trying to
Come embrace it and witness it and learn
learn
it.
from it.
But
Right.
to
But-
to mix it would be something
You
that would
cannot,
dilute it into
you
something
cannot
else.
do that. It's no different from when the American Indian, when they have some of their powwows and their
Right.
different
Tribal
events and their
ceremonies.
different ceremonies that they do. Yes, of course. I mean, I don't have, to my knowledge, I don't have any Indian in me, but I can go.
Right.
But I cannot
There's certain
participate.
activities or certain aspects of the powwow.
You know.
My ancestry is French Indian,
Right.
and I like the way that you said the fact as far as coming together. Because really, to me, Juneteenth, I'm looking at it from a different kind of set of eyes. It really is a time that we can all come together
That's
to
awesome.
recognize and to value the history that my brothers and my sisters have gone through.
Exactly.
Whether they be spiritual brothers and sisters or physical or whatever. And to devalue that, to say, well, no, we can't do it, or that they can or we couldn't, that really is to not understand
That's
the
basically-
history, because your history,
Basically, it's we're not coming together. If we're saying, oh,
Right.
well, because we had this traumatic experience, you can come and look at it. But you was actually there too. That race was there as well. They had a big influence on us, and because we're sitting there saying, oh, you can come, but you can't be involved.
They
What,
shouldn't feel
but-
offended though.
But they shouldn't
offended.
feel. They shouldn't feel offended. But it's the whole thing is just how they did us.
it's an
That
opportunity
they
to learn
did the
from each
same
other's
thing to us.
experience.
Basically, we couldn't go into restaurants, hotels, and certain establishments that white people
Here in
do.
Wichita,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just here
In
and
Wichita.
just here.
Right.
And do that again. Like, that's all we're trying to do. That as an American race, that's all we're trying to do.
Ebony and Ivory.
Exactly.
You know
But
what?
see, that's what I'm saying. That takes away from Juneteenth when you start saying things like that. because
It doesn't
it's the
take away-
It's the celebration of the ending of slavery.
Right.
But
You can't say it's the celebration of the melting pot because that's not what it is.
It's not. That's not
we
what
can
I'm
have other
saying.
days for that. We can have cultural day and bring everyone. Well, we can't. Like Ty knows. Like I've been on her about certain things that I wouldn't say
Right.
that would whiten up a black or what I would consider African-centered event when we can't bring in things that we necessarily don't need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you need to keep your history.
Right, and that's just from my perspective, and I'm
right.
real big on that. Like,
I
It's
agree.
not-
I
African
understand.
centered.
It's not about taking away from our history. We're actually trying to get them to understand our history because
All
a lot
they
of
need to
people.
understand is it's a celebration in the slavery. That's all they.
Right.
That's
And
all
the-
they need to understand. If
the
they understand that,
melting
they
pot-
know what it is.
The melting pot analogy doesn't really hold up. It's more like a mosaic
Yeah.
Yeah.
of a lot of different colors and mixtures and
Exactly.
textures and fibers that create this beautiful mosaic.
and I hear that, but I hear what you're saying too. It's kind of like if we wanted to say the 4th of July is about Christmas. No, it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not.
And you know
Juneteenth
what?
is a celebration that should be honored and
I
respected and remembered, and I think in fullness in the black community.
And you know
But it's,
what?
and it
I
wasn't
wanna
just blacks,
add-
but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right, right, right.
I want to add one more thing on to that. For one, I just want to say, and I say this all the time to whoever heard me speak, it does not matter your background. It does not matter your creed. If you are black and you want to scream black power, scream black power. If you're white and you want to say white power, say white power. If you're Mexican and you want to say Happy Cinco de Mayo, say Happy Cinco de Mayo. The point of it is, whatever culture you are, be proud of it.
I agree.
However, that does not in any way, shape, or form give you the power to downplay or
Right.
downgrade anybody else's culture.
Right.
So, with that being said, I will remain to my original statement. Yes, Juneteenth is the celebration of an African American slavery. However, was it only African Americans who died to end slavery? No. Was it only African Americans who fought to free slaveries? No. Was it even an African American who signed the Emancipation Proclamation? No. However, this is a celebration of the black culture which needs to be embraced by everyone. Just like the Mexican culture, the Indian culture, the white culture. I've never ever seen an event on Facebook and be like, I'm not going to that because it's too white. Or I've never seen an event on Facebook and I say, I'm not going to that because it's too many Indians. If I want to go, I want to go. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I mean, we got politicians that I know who don't like me. and I'm looking right at you because you know you don't like me, but I'm gonna still see you at this Juneteenth parade. Henceforth, I have to put my feelings aside because guess what? Even though you don't like me and I don't like you, we're still the same color on the inside. We're still bleed the same. So why, yes, this is a black celebration. It is a black celebration that all cultures are invited to honor, and to respect. And there you
I
go.
know we're way past that. 24 minutes again. Doggone it. And I even skipped another commercial break. Okay, how can we get a hold of you?
One thing, you contact me on Facebook, just Dewan Wash on Facebook. I'm pretty.
I can find
pretty
you.
accessible.
Right.
So that's the easiest way.
Okay,
to
and there's a
contact me.
Juneteenth
So there's a
event page.
Juneteenth event page on Facebook also.
Okay, we'll make sure to
Juneteenth
start
ICT.
sharing that.
So if you could share that would be
We
really
will.
helpful.
We will. Okay, you guys. It's been a long day.
It's been a
Thank
long
you.
day.
Thank you. Thank you. all
Rumor
of
has
you
it
guys.
Stevie Wonder's
That's it.
there.
Real people, real life.
Yes.
Long day. Good job, guys. Wow. Woohoo.
Nice having that.